What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skian, alongside Salestrina, Antonio Fiore. Gentlemen, can you feel it? Can you feel it in the air?
I feel a
tonight?
lot. Hold on.
Can you feel it calling in the air tonight?
I feel a lot right now.
The NFL playoffs are just around the corner.
Rapidly approaching.
And I would say it's heating up.
Antonio, you look like you want to say something.
Things are getting crazy.
How crazy are they?
I don't know. Somehow crazier than last year, and last year was pretty crazy.
It is crazier than last year. Would you say that?
I think it's one of the best playoff races we've seen, maybe
It's
ever.
Honestly, for one of the first times, it just feels like anybody can beat anybody when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not confident in one team or the other. I think this weekend, though, we kind of saw, unless you want to overreact to the 49ers loss, but I think you're kind of starting to see the writing on the wall that it's really just between the Ravens and 49ers, I think, right now. But then again, you look at the Lions, you look at,
Yeah, they could. So if San Francisco loses to the Rams in Week 18, which can definitely happen, Detroit would get the 1 seed.
There's no path for Philly or Dallas.
I think it works out mathematically for Detroit to do that, to get that, because I think, I don't know, division records, something like that.
Detroit as a 1 seed is just nasty business.
How fun is that, though?
Is it?
But I'd rather see them be like the 3 and play the Rams in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact that there's a 3-way tie at the top of the NFC is kind of nuts. After we were saying how bad the NFC was.
But it's those 4 teams and then everyone else, I feel like. I don't know. I don't think it's I think it's more do you give anyone else in the NFC a chance to really do anything?
Maybe not make the Super Bowl, but there are some teams that could play
the Rams
spoiler.
can win a game. I don't think the Rams can win 3 games, though.
So I don't know,
Seattle could definitely win a game.
what about the Bucks?
The Bucks can win a game
They could
because
win
the
a
Bucks
game.
are going to get
win a game.
the Bucks are going to get a home
game.
game. That's
Right.
what's up.
I never the week after I made a shitty bet, I get so mad at myself because I'm the Jags spread was +1 at the Bucks. Obviously the Bucks won that game, and I'm sitting there how is this the spread? The Jags have to win. That doesn't make it's obviously the Bucks were the right side of that fucking game. The Bucks should not have been favored in that game, and they were. And
so where do we put the Jags now? They've just kind of
Trevor
they've
Lawrence,
crumbled.
they should not have been starting him also for the past month. They
kind of underplayed
They put him
his
out there,
injury.
and he got more hurt. Because now he's got an ankle thing and he's got a shoulder thing.
Yeah.
They should have had him out for 2 weeks when that first initial injury happened. Because he has not looked good at all.
I was gonna say
last month.
he looks lost. He doesn't he's not supposed to be out there. I don't know.
I think at times he tries to do too much. That is
No,
probably
also
I
his
definitely agree.
If he didn't have the injury,
he's
he
got to
probably
just
could.
throw it away sometimes.
Yeah.
His weapons are bad too.
Yeah.
I genuinely want to sit here and say that. Without Christian Kirk in there, Calvin Ridley's not a good receiver.
Sometimes Evan Engram looks pretty good. But
I think Evan.
But then
Ingram
sometimes he's
is-
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I think he looks very inconsistent. Like sometimes he looks like a really good tight end, and then other times he's just not there at all.
I just don't think they're even a top 6 team in the AFC.
no, I don't think so either right now. And now they're tied at the top of their division. There's 3 teams that are 8 and 7, but they would win the division today if they all finished tied. But now they're in a spot where I would say you should probably sit Trevor Lawrence before the playoffs, but you can't now.
Now you
Now
can.
you
now
have
they
to put him
definitely
back out
can't.
there because
Yeah.
he's still your best shot on that team to win that division.
Weren't they 7-2 or something?
Yeah.
They were.
They had the same
7-2.
record as the Chiefs at one point. No, they
Wow,
were.
it
Dude,
should've-
they were 8 and 4.
It should have been
Yeah, they were 7-2.
7-2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It should have been Jags free fall 2023.
Right.
That's what it was.
And then if you're saying if the playoffs started today, they'd have a home playoff game against the Browns.
They're the opposite of what they were last year. Right now, they started off kind of icky last year, and they
And
played.
then they got
they
good,
played
yeah.
great down the stretch, and they went and won a playoff.
What do
game.
they do about this? Because sometimes these teams get shafted. Cleveland being 10-5, and they have to go to Jacksonville to play a playoff game.
Honestly, if I'm them, sure. I don't want to play in front
Yeah,
of the Cleveland fans. Let's go on the road.
And then Dallas will have to go to Tampa Bay.
Somehow, can the Browns go to the Ravens, or that's just not possible anymore?
If it were to end right now, I don't think that would be possible.
Yeah, not
Maybe
until
in the second
not until
round?
the AFC Championship.
Not
I don't
until
think
the AFC Championship.
because they're the highest wild card, so they would have to be the lowest seed remaining going into the divisional round.
I think it could happen in the second round because
you're
Baltimore
right.
gets a bye, and then if Miami and Kansas City win, Cleveland would be the lowest seed.
Oh,
That's right.
So I think that they would play Baltimore.
Cleveland versus Joe Flacco, or Joe Flacco versus Baltimore, and then Kansas City versus
Browns are
Miami.
which is a very real possibility.
Browns are free.
Browns are free.
You hate the Ravens.
And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but they already kind of got fucked. By
and
the
it's
Browns.
crazy that Buffalo would go to Kansas City, and they both have the same record right now.
Buffalo's a
a 6
Kansas
seed?
City in
Yeah,
that
they
playoff
might.
game.
Yeah, I think
So
so too.
they probably wouldn't. They couldn't play in the AFC Championship, right? Because
The Bills.
the Bills and Chiefs.
The Bills could.
No,
Oh,
the Bills
oh, oh.
could. I don't know. That probably wouldn't work out.
I don't
'Cause
want to. I don't want to see that again.
I was gonna say, like, wouldn't it be funny, like, having all of these AFC teams in the mix now, and like
It's
the
just
Bills and Chiefs
Chiefs.
like aren't as good as they were, and then it just ends up being them again.
the Chiefs are in like real danger of not even winning this division.
It's not the
Bengals
Chiefs.
are one game behind them, and they
Bengals?
play next week.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals aren't in their division.
Oh, who am I talking about?
No.
The Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are 2 games behind them now.
But I think
Both them and the Broncos, but no, dude.
who has a tiebreaker?
I think they play each other, don't they? Them and the Rams
They
or
played-
the Raiders.
They played each other twice and split.
Oh, they
no?
might. There's a lot of teams that are doing that right now, playing like the same team twice in
Yeah, they
a matter
beat
of 3-4 weeks.
they beat the Raiders the last time they played in
Yeah,
Vegas.
so the Chiefs end with the Bengals and the Chargers,
They'll lose 1-1. I don't know which one though.
They might
then-
lose to the Bengals.
and then the Raiders have the Colts and the Broncos.
They'll lose 1-1.
I think that they could win both. The Raiders could possibly win both of
The
those.
Raiders
Who
definitely.
do the
can.
Raiders play?
The Colts and the Broncos. I
Wow.
think if they were going to lose one, they'd probably lose.
How about
I
the
still think
Colts,
it's
'cause
mathematically really hard for the Raiders to get in to the playoffs.
how about the
but if
Broncos?
they win out and the Chiefs lose one?
Huh?
How about the Broncos? What the hell
they're
is
done.
that today?
Also, yeah, they're not going to start Russell Wilson.
Well, he's like
yeah.
he got whacked. Like that's a
pretty much.
he got PP whacked.
yeah.
Sean
yeah.
Payton was like, I got no patience for this guy.
Well, he's like, I can't start or I can't get 5 new offensive linemen and 5 new receivers in here. Like I got to do something. It's like, well,
I don't really think it was all in Russell Wilson.
no, he played pretty well this season. They're trying
giving
to
up.
When- yeah,
they're
fucking-
trying
when they-
to avoid paying him $36 million
Right.
in March because he has a clause in his contract that says like if he's injured and can't pass a physical, then they have to pay him another $36 million.
When they went through their hot streak in the middle of the season, Russ looked great.
yeah,
And they started losing some more games, and Russ has not looked so great. So I don't know.
so he's just out.
It's
like,
such a weird quarterback situation, that team. But I think if Sean could get his hands on like a Kirk Cousins, he would go for that. For sure.
I could see that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, giving up 26 points to that Patriots offense is not good.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
At
that's
home.
really bad. That's really bad.
really bad.
At home on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
You said there might be sno in that game, and there was no snow. It was just
Yeah,
fun.
apparently it snowed all day in Denver, and then I turned on the TV and I was like, "Are you
Oh.
fucking serious?" But I didn't know that until my cousin who lives in Denver now. I saw him yesterday, and I was like, "What happened to the snow Sunday?" I was so excited, and he was like, "Oh, it snowed all day. I was afraid I wasn't gonna get to fly out."
That's crazy. Damn. But
Yeah, that was disappointing. We still haven't had. Normally, we have a snow game by now. It's December.
Usually like a Buffalo because of the lake.
Yeah,
snow,
we-
Can
but-
they
yeah.
win the division then, so we can get a snow game?
we haven't had one. I thought we had one.
We did have one, but it was like it had already snowed. Wasn't it
So-
like a Chicago? Wasn't
so
it Chicago?
That
global-
might have been last year.
Global warming
I
confirmed.
thought it was this year.
That was the week 2 game. It was like the
Week
Bears. And
2?
who? The Bears and like a really good team, but a good team lost to the Bears,
Week 2.
and it was like windy and slushy.
Would have been like the middle of September.
I don't know. Then
Definitely was not week 2.
it was a Bears game. I probably didn't give a fuck. I probably said that doesn't count.
There's no way it snowed in Chicago in the middle of September.
I thought
I
you
think-
said it was a Bears game.
Yeah, I think it was like not that long ago. I mean, it's week 16. I don't
But
think
yeah,
was that
no,
long
it just
ago.
doesn't snow anymore. We were talking about that after show last.
I want to say it was
Yeah.
around
It
like
literally
Halloween.
doesn't snow.
I want to
Not
say it was
here.
around Halloween. We had like it wasn't a snow game though. It was like flurries during the game, and then it didn't even look like it was snowing. It looked like it was raining. Maybe it was in Green Bay.
My ass stinks right now.
Why?
It just does. I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, Miami. It's free.
Not really though. They look like shit.
That was such a like Dallas game to lose. Like
Why was the
Yeah.
spread 1.5?
I don't know. I just kind of have the feeling that the Dolphins are gonna like they lost all those games to winning teams like throughout the entire season.
it was just funny.
I have a
that
feeling
they
they're
lost
gonna-
the game like that.
I have a feeling they're gonna finish the season with some impressive wins.
Dallas's or Miami?
No, Miami. And
Well,
it's gonna
Miami
change. It's gonna
plays-
change a lot of people's minds before the playoffs.
Who
They
does
play the
Miami-
Ravens this week.
So they play the Ravens this week.
That's
That's gonna be an interesting game.
I don't know
We'll
that the
get- we'll get
Dolphins
to
are gonna
that.
be the ones, dude.
I don't know either. They could beat the Ravens and then like
If they
take
beat
a
the
shit
Ravens,
in the
that'd
last
be-
week of the season. Oh, they play the Bills. That's right.
Oh wow.
They play the Bills. The Bills.
What's
I think,
the Bills
I think if they
record?
win both
9?
of those, yeah,
9-6.
If-
Miami has 11 or 10.
11 after this weekend. So they're one game behind the Ravens. If they beat the Ravens this weekend, they'd be tied for the number 1 seed with
They
a
have the
tiebreaker. And then they definitely could shit the bed against the Bills in the last week. Yes, Salvatore.
So if Baltimore wins both, or Buffalo wins both games, and Miami loses both games, so it's a tiebreaker.
I think
Buffalo already won. They
Both
already beat them earlier
times?
this season.
Or no?
No.
No, this would be the second
This is
time.
the second
they
time
played.
they-
Oh,
Buffalo wins, yeah.
obviously. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, so then the Bills, but then who would get it between the Bills and the Ravens?
No, the Bills can't get it because
No,
they
yeah.
had 11 and Baltimore's 12, right? Right now.
I don't think Baltimore
Yeah,
can lose.
because then if
Yeah,
Baltimore
can't
would
lose
get
6
13
games.
if they beat the Dolphins. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, so
worst
it'd be
Baltimore can
impossible.
go is 12-5. That's them losing out, and the Bills are 9-6.
But the Bills definitely
Fucking
do
idiot.
want to make a run at it to try and win the AFC East because they don't want to go.
Well,
It's
the Bills just
over
need
to
to win
me
their
for
next
sure.
2 games. The Bills need to win their next 2 games, and if Miami loses at Baltimore, they win the division. That's all.
Because
Buffalo
they
needs to do.
definitely, as much as they probably wouldn't mind going to Kansas City for a playoff game, they don't want to.
I would love to see Miami and Kansas City because that line would be like Miami +1 or +1.5, and I would just put my absolute liver on the Miami Dolphins.
Absolutely.
They
And
would
then Pat Mahomes throws for 450
no.
yards.
They would, Antonio. They would.
Because it would be
Fondle
in
them.
Miami, right?
No, it would be in Kansas City because Kansas City won the division.
I don't like Miami playing in Kansas City.
They would fondle them. It would like not even be funny.
I don't know.
If
I think
Tyreek's playing,
I think if the
he doesn't give a fuck there.
No.
Just throw the ball to him.
if they go to Miami, it's a Miami pounding for sure.
So what's with like I didn't want to say Travis Kelce like, oh, he's showing his age because he played so great.
No, he's
At the
just
beginning
getting.
of the
He's just
season.
having sex every day.
Yeah.
So like he's tired.
I was gonna
like-
say literally, it all goes back to when the whole Taylor Swift thing started. I don't know if he's caught a touchdown since then.
He had a
Now,
couple
I'll
of-
give-
He had a couple of good games when they first started dating.
I'll give him
when she
one
was starting to
one
go.
trapdoor exit. He played Minnesota like 7 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago, and I remember seeing this play specifically. He made a cut and like I thought he was dead. I thought he was like out for the whole season, and then he came back in the second half.
Yeah.
And they haven't said anything about an injury or anything like that. But there's a moment where I would say like, okay, maybe something shifted. It was during that game because he looked really good in the first half of that game, and like the second half, I still think he like had some stats, but like he looked a little slower, like a little like less sure of
I
himself.
mean-
So I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if he's just too distracted off the field. I would say maybe it's a combination of everything.
I wouldn't doubt that either because I was saying something similar about like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if after this season we find out Mahomes still had like a lingering like ankle from
Like,
last
when-
year or whatever.
When
So
did
I mean,
they
if
start dating.
they would be reluctant to take Mahomes out
Was
for
it-
a minor injury, I wouldn't be surprised because they have nobody else to catch the ball.
It was before the Jets game because I feel like the Jets game was the. No, maybe she went to one before that.
I think she was at one before that because it was like Aaron Rodgers and whatever.
First appearance at a Chiefs game on September 24th. So week 3. So yeah, right before the Jets game.
The Jags.
Oh, the Jags, eh?
Because I think they started looking kind of when they lost to the Broncos.
I have like if you could give me a no Kansas City
Yeah,
Super Bowl this year, like if you could give me that bet, like hammer that. Like
Oh yeah, they're definitely
They're not
going
making
back
the
to
Super Bowl.
But the way that they're playing right now, like they have nothing, dude. Patrick Mahomes was like
Oh, maybe it was the
a
Chargers.
chicken with his head cut off
Mhm.
for that whole entire game. Just
Well, it
getting
was the
pissed.
I know.
It was the Chargers at home. They
What?
played at home.
Yeah,
Oh,
home versus
yeah.
the
It was
Chargers.
the Chargers was the first game.
And then they
That's Taylor Swift was
lost
at.
to Bronx next week. The next week.
What, September 24th? They played the Bears.
Oh, I thought the first game she was at was the Chargers
What?
game, but never
It
mind.
was September 24th. It was the Bears. They beat them 41-10.
Mm.
It was week 3.
Oh wow, this has been going on for most of the season. Why does it feel like it's something that?
Just recently happened.
Yeah.
I don't
Because they
know.
shove it down our throats every day, like as if it has just happened.
Time dilation.
Like, just get married already. Jeez.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah,
didn't
dude.
wanna-
Just fucking get married, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't want to be that guy, you know.
It's not good
That,
for you, bro.
No, like that. Like, it's annoying. Like I was like, yeah, it's annoying, but whatever. I'm not gonna bitch about them showing Taylor Swift on TV. Now it's getting fucking old because it's literally every time Travis
Travis does
catches a ball,
something, yeah.
the camera
That
goes
was
up there.
especially this weekend. I think it's
Especially
whenever
this
they're
week.
on CBS. Whenever they're on CBS, they shove Taylor
I would have
Swift down
I
our
would have
throats.
really thought on Christmas Day this dude would have put up like a fucking meaty stat line.
well, we
the
thought-
way that first half went, I thought he was going
We
to.
thought the whole Chiefs team was going to. We were like Christmas Day, Chiefs,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
pound.
Pound.
I pounded the Chiefs.
I had the same opinion about the Eagles. I thought it was just going to be the showcase.
I went 1 out of 3. I said Kansas City spread, Philly spread, and Ravens money line. Those were my picks. So
Ravens were the only one I got.
we saw.
So how do we feel about the Eagles then? Do they?
I
make the Super Bowl?
I think teams just can go through rough patches, and I think that's what this is right now. But the way a
They
lot of
wanted to lose that game against the
yeah
Giants.
they did. I think a lot of teams are in tune with what the Eagles are trying to do more now than I think before. But
They're under
Yeah.
a bigger microscope. For
yeah,
sure.
I think there's more like, oh, okay, when they shift this, they're gonna do this, or when they line up in this, they're gonna run this. Like they're becoming a little more predictable, so I think teams are more easily guarding them. But
They still, I mean, to me, I still think there's quite a gap between like them and Detroit. I don't know. Like we said a couple weeks ago, I think it's a little closer this year between them and Dallas, but
they're just
Dallas is just Dallas again. The Eagles are still like they have
They're just
extremely talented roster.
yeah, they're just a good football
yeah.
team.
Their whole offense, there's guys all over the offense.
Like, when
their
it-
D line's still great.
when
It's
it-
just their secondary really sucks.
When it comes to a playoff game, it's like, all right, if they need to run the ball 30 times, like they can give it to Swift or Gainwell or Boston Scott even.
Yeah, and
or
home field
Hurts.
in Philadelphia
Yeah,
is
yeah. So
I feel like a lot of it too is Jalen Hurts is playing through injury that we don't know about because
It's something.
he doesn't look right.
yeah,
either.
that's what I mean. He hasn't been.
And it was since he got injured. What was it, like 5 or 6 weeks ago? I want to say, maybe right before their bye week, and he had something wrong with him. I forget what it was. And then he got hurt. Then he got sick, right? And then he wasn't gonna play. He was questionable to play that game last weekend. I think like there's
and
just
then played him
something-
because I didn't start him in fantasy. So
Right, yeah. And I think like I don't know. I think he's definitely playing through something that they're not like disclosing or making a big deal about. But I mean, he just has not looked good since like the beginning of the year. He hasn't looked like really good.
There's a lot of man behind the glass door with a lot of these teams where you like
Really, yeah, like a lot.
you can say like, oh well, this team's really good except Trent Williams is hurt, or this team's really good except Jalen Hurts might be hurt, or this team's really good, but you know Tyreek Hill has been hurt for the last. It's like
It's just how it's been this year.
yeah,
It's always injuries, dude. It's just injuries.
it really is. Who's going to be healthiest at the finish line might win. Like
And right now, it's looking like the Ravens, dude. The Ravens are the only ones that have like the least amount of like peeking behind the curtain going on. I
Mhm.
mean, like they're kind of just are what they are.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They're a wagon. So right now, I think that they're the most. Like, if you had to put money on a team to make the Super Bowl, they'd probably be the one I'd put money on.
did one of us say that they were making the Super Bowl before this season?
I think you did.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I still.
He just wanted to hear you
Yeah.
say it. You gave him the satisfaction.
Thank
dude.
you.
Oh,
I threw that.
I didn't know he was looking for that.
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
what he was looking
we all
for.
know that.
Yeah, I like saying it.
I would still say like I would feel more confident like if I were to guarantee like a team to go to the Super Bowl, put my money on it. I would still give the edge to the 49ers because Ravens do, in my opinion.
All right,
They still play in the tougher conference and the more talented conference.
Say there was a sniper just follows you around until this team loses. Like, you have to tell me in either conference a team makes the Super Bowl. You're saying the Ravens?
Yeah.
So, like, as soon as the Ravens lose, he shoots you.
Yeah.
That's your...
Mm-hmm.
I feel that way about the Niners.
Yeah, I think it has to be the Niners, no?
Because we saw them beat the shit out of Philly and Dallas.
Just if they're going to be home the whole time, like,
I
know...
do think people are definitely going to overreact to this loss that they just had.
Yeah,
every
but
team-
like,
I agree.
but like
Every
that
team
was
has
like
that.
that was like the most like NFL like, oh, they're flying so high and Brock Purdy's an MVP candidate and blah 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 and they're the talk of the town and Christmas night at home and they're gonna kill them and blah. And then like the Ravens obviously came in there and were like, all right, let's fuck this team up. Like that was like, whereas not like the 49ers slept walk through that game, but like there were times where you're like, what the fuck are they doing? Whereas like
I just don't think they've had a team be that, because the 49ers are an extremely like physically dominant team. There hasn't been a team that's been
out
able,
physical them.
Yeah.
And I think
And I just don't think they were. I don't want to say they weren't prepared for that. I just think they were maybe kind of taken by surprise by that.
Yeah.
we don't give enough credit to how good the AFC actually is.
Mm.
Like the competition in the AFC, I think
So
is
much
a lot
talent.
higher
Yeah.
and a lot more difficult. And I think like the 49ers were definitely in cruise control after beating like the Eagles, beating Dallas the way that they did. Like they were kind of just in cruise control, and every team gets like a recorrect, and like it sucks that that's the game that it happened for them, because I think like if Dallas or the Eagles were to do that to them, they don't lose this game against the Ravens. Like I think that they would be more like inclined to really fucking put their hammer down, but they didn't really give a fuck about this game, I don't think. And they were just like, whatever. Brock Purdy looked bad. Everything just didn't go the way it should have gone. And I think like it might have been the loss that they needed, honestly. That might be the loss that they need to go to the
I
Super
can
Bowl.
kind of agree with that too, because you don't want to fly too high into the playoffs and then be like, oh, nobody can touch us.
And we've
If
seen
they
it happen.
just cruised into the playoffs, it would have been bad, because they would have ran into a team that was way more hungrier than them.
I mean, there's been multiple times in NFL history too where an AFC team and an NFC team are scheduled to play each other in a regular season. The team, if they play each other in the Super Bowl, which kind of happens more than you think.
Yeah.
Normally the one that wins the Super Bowl is the one that loses the regular season matchup.
And I think that definitely was the potential to be the Super Bowl preview for sure.
But one thing about Brock is that we haven't seen him rebound from one of his bad starts in any other 4 losses at all this year. It seems like if he throws a couple picks before he really gets anything going, he's just not going to figure it out.
He is like 3-3 versus the AFC now, and he was like, I don't know, 13-1 or something against the NFC. Like that's a little ridiculous. Like 13-1 against the NFC, and then he's 3-3 against the AFC. So I think like that's a little bit telling there.
And Lamar also,
which conference is
Lamar like beats the shit
out of every NFC. Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar has he's what is it, 15-1 or something against the NFC.
I think it was the week I brought it up that he was undefeated. He lost that week to the NFC team.
Do you
was
remember
recently.
which team it was?
was this year?
Yeah, I think so.
This year they lost?
I think so.
This year?
I don't remember. Was it like a faded game that they just lost?
Oh, I thought they lost to the Rams and they didn't.
Oh.
Never mind.
But I don't know.
almost lost to the Rams.
Those are my 2 teams that I think can make the Super Bowl right now for sure. Like if to lock it in, if you had to put a gun to my head.
I mean, I can make that happen if you want.
Now, my fun Super Bowl that I hope happens is Rams and Bills. It'll never happen.
I don't want the Rams in there. That's not fun.
That'd be kind of fun.
The Rams in there is not fun.
Dolphins Rams would be a little more fun.
Actually, that'd be blue and blue team. They would.
Yeah, they wouldn't let that happen. Green and blue. I think that would be kind of cute.
That'd be kind of cute. Dolphins green is just a nice
the
color.
funnest matchup would be the Dolphins and Lions.
Yeah,
That would be the funnest matchup.
Nolan.
I like it.
I like that.
I don't know about the Rams.
And
That would not
blue
be-
and the light blue versus the teal. That'd be good. I'd like that.
What jerseys
Wait,
would
what do
they?
you say?
Who would be
the Lions?
Would the Lions bring out the grays?
No, you
not
gotta wear
in
the
Super
blues.
Bowl.
You gotta wear the blues. No,
So then Miami would have to wear their whites.
they would wear whites.
Well, I don't know. Is that
the
like,
Lions would kill them.
Really?
Yeah, just because of the jerseys.
that'd be crazy.
I feel like Miami's
Imagine
Miami's
the-
white jerseys don't do it for me.
Just imagine the Lions killing somebody in the Super Bowl.
Imagine the Lions in this. That's when the
Well,
world.
that,
ends.
but like what he just said, that's even crazier.
if I could parlay Detroit Super Bowl and world ending, like I would do that.
imagine they just won like 5 Super Bowls in a row.
With Jared Goff.
Former number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff.
Oh my god, it just like would never happen.
No, but I would honestly be so happy if the Lions won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What's their path? They gotta beat like a shitty ass wild card team and then beat.
They got to beat the Rams.
Probably the Rams.
Then they would probably have to beat
like that's a hard path. Then Philly or Dallas, then
the
San
Eagles
Fran.
or Dallas.
They're not doing that.
But if I just feel it in my heart that if Dallas goes on the road to play a road playoff game, they're losing.
They can win in Philly. They can win in Philly.
I don't like the thought of Dallas in that Detroit Dome for some reason. I just don't.
I don't like the thought of Dallas anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they would go to Tampa Bay right now if it ended. I honestly could see Tampa Bay beating them
Beating Dallas?
Tampa's
Yeah.
good.
at home for a playoff game.
Maybe.
Tampa's not bad. Not
What
at
about Baker
all.
Mayfield's about to get the bag from Tampa Bay?
You know he signed a
he kinda
1 year,
deserves
$8
it.
million deal last offseason. Like that's a crazy deal.
I thought it was lower than that because they were talking about
No,
his cap hit.
I saw something the
He's
other
like
day.
9th in passer rating. He's got really good stats.
Because
and
he
he's got
has
good
like better
receivers.
stats than Patrick Mahomes this year.
But like, does he just have Mike Evans?
Yeah.
Or like, does he even
Yeah,
play?
Mike Evans is.
But, I
there's no
mean,
coincidence
hey,
that Mike Evans is
dude,
having the
but he
greatest
can use them.
season.
Like he's
Before
not,
the season started, I was like, "Oh my God, Baker Mayfield back with Mike Evans." I'm thinking of Johnny Manziel. Like the whole offseason, I was like, "Holy shit, they're gonna be so good together." Just like they played.
Oh wow.
I thought like Baker Mayfield was his college quarterback, but it was Johnny Manziel was his college quarterback. Not
I thought Mike Evans was at FSU.
is that Texas A&M? Yeah, gross, right? Him and Johnny though, they were running the shit for a couple years,
Everybody knew Johnny Manziel was gonna be bad, right?
except for Skip Bayless.
yeah, that's true.
He's gonna be better than LeBron James. And honestly, I respect Skip Bayless because nobody plays the character better than he does. Like he is just like
I'd say, yeah, out of all the characters on sports talk TV, he's definitely.
he just knows he gets people riled up. Like that's the thing.
He's definitely the most like.
Yeah, but now he's
him
like,
and Stephen A.
now he's kind of getting senile about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he's on his way
he's
out.
He's getting.
Well, what is his show now? Like three
Dude, he
former
has-
players
I
just
think he
yell
has
at him
Richard.
the whole time.
I think he
Just
has
Richard
Richard Sherman on there,
Sherman.
which is funny because do you remember
they
when-
hated each other.
Yeah, years ago,
Yeah.
Richard Sherman got on TV and he was like, "I'm better at life than you," and pretty much like dogged Skip Bayless.
And Skip was like, "Well, that's not necessary." It's like,
"Yeah."
it's like
And
Skip,
it was
you
like,
talk
all right,
shit
now
about.
they have a show together.
No, that is funny.
Him and Shannon Sharp had a good show.
That was good for a while. I used
Well,
to.
yeah,
It
but
wasn't that ridiculous. Like they would have ridiculous takes, but like they played the characters.
Yeah, but then like Skip was like, "Oh, DeMar Hamlin was just like on the ground for attention."
Yeah, no.
And
Every once in a
Shannon's
while,
like, "Are you
every once in a while, they
Did he
say the
say
most.
that?
Dude, every once in a while, they say the most out
No,
of
he
pocket
was like,
shit.
he was like 5 minutes or like 10 minutes into DeMar Hamlin being down. He was like, "Can we let this game go in?" Like,
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
he tweeted it, right? And
Yeah,
everyone was like, "What
yeah.
the fuck, Skip?"
He said, "I've never seen it take this long to get a player off the field. Like, come on." I was
He's
like,
on the ground for attention.
Yeah, he said some shit like that, and then Shannon like yelled at him on the show the next day.
yeah. And then he was
Dude.
like, "Well, I'm not sorry for it." Like,
'Cause he has to play the character,
Yeah.
dude. They don't give a
That
fuck.
no, that show was like when we were in high school. I used to record that while I was at school every day, and then like if I didn't go out after school, I would sit home, do my homework, as in like play 2K, and then like Undisputed or First Take would be on in the background.
Yeah.
how good is that?
Yeah, no, really good.
I hated First Take. Then there was that other one with
First things first.
First Things First was the worst show.
With Nick Wright.
Nick Wright's the worst.
Nick Wright's terrible.
And who's the other guy?
Dude, it's so funny. Every week, like Colin does
Chris
his
Broussard.
herd hierarchy, then he brings Nick
He's
Wright
also
on.
the worst. I'm not talking about him though. Who's
Kevin
the other?
Wildes.
Is that who you're talking about?
He's the other guy on First Things First.
I mean, we've talked about it before, and he's not even at Fox anymore. He got fired. I don't know where he is now, but Rob Parker is literally.
You say this about anytime there's a sports media personality, but I always agree with you because he's that bad. Like he is just like the scale. The scale goes the worst is Rob Parker.
Bro, he'll come on and be like, "Well, Michael Jordan simply just wasn't good." Yeah. he would literally say things like, and then there'd be the split screen, and three guys would just be like.
Yeah, no. Then he comes on and he's like, "Oh, Brady's not the GOAT. He's the luckiest of all time." Like blah blah.
Yeah,
like,
they showed that clip of him saying that he'd never win another Super Bowl in 2012.
Yeah,
of him like he will never win another Super Bowl. It honestly
felt like they just kept that guy around because they like felt bad for him, and they were just like, "All right, Rob, we're gonna give you a few minutes on here." He's retarded.
Yeah, no,
I saw him one time. I was in the same room with him. We both went to the same place on Melrose in L.A. It's like a little like chicken wing spot, and he was in there when I went in there. And I was like, dude, what if I just sucker punch this guy right now? I was like, because there's no way he gets yelled at in L.A., dude. No one in L.A. gives a fuck about sports. Like, there's no way he gets heckled. Like, he would not be walking on the street like this.
Didn't he get fired from ESPN too?
Oh, probably.
Because I know he got fired from Fox.
Because like,
I don't know what I saw him on recently, but I was like, Jesus.
The thing about Rob Parker is like some of these other personalities will sometimes say something like not crazy and like is actually like insightful a little bit. Like obviously they're not like crazy.
He's just old man.
Never.
He's just old man yelling at cloud.
He gets on and barks. Yeah. Like he gets on and just barks about Tom Brady being bad.
Yeah, he thinks like, about what he's gonna say. He's gonna yell it, and then people will like counter his argument, and then
he's like, Brah!
Then he like won't acknowledge that and just like say whatever else he planned to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, Nick Wright's kind of stupid though.
He's
like, Colin, this is terrible. Yeah. You have the Chiefs at number 5.
Oh my God, he meat rides the Chiefs like it's like.
Oh my God. I get you're a fan, but holy shit, he hates Josh Allen. Yeah. He fucking hates Josh Allen.
I mean, he turns the ball over every game, so he kind of has a point. But like,
a little bit of a point. Anyway, right. Mike Evans is really fucking good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did he just pass like Jerry Rice or something? He just passed for most 1,000-yard seasons.
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. He
has 10 or 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons to start his career.
He has a Super Bowl, and he's got a bunch of touchdowns and a bunch of receiving yards. I don't know how many years he's caught 100 passes. Maybe only
that doesn't matter. Like you touch fucking 1,000 yards a year. That's what you're supposed to do.
10 consecutive seasons with 1,000.
Did you guys see Antonio Brown's Twitter account in the last week?
I mean, he's got CTE, but
I've seen it.
The Michael Irvin thing.
Yeah, he's been crazy.
He called Michael Irvin the F word.
Yeah,
and he called Peyton Manning a cracker. He said, "Me and Michael Jordan are the only ones to ever go out on top. Rest of you guys are pawns." And then someone goes, "Peyton literally won a Super Bowl and retired," and he goes, "Cracker dough."
Yeah. No, he was like, "You think I tell my kid that a white cracker slid down the chimney? These presents for me, bitch."
Did you see what JR sent earlier? It's like Santa coordinating that all the making sure all the poorer areas get less expensive Christmas gifts than the wealthier kids.
No, the best one's like, damn, I'd rather go to Chicago or Baltimore or whatever. Like when he's putting on his suit. All right, are we moving on to this week?
He tied Randy Moss in his 4 behind Jerry Rice.
Damn.
So he tied second with Randy Moss for consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Like that's pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, he's not good.
All right, Thursday, week 17.
How good was Chris Godwin that one year?
With Tom Brady? Yeah, he was pretty good.
Jets at Browns.
How good was Scotty Miller?
Scotty Miller that year? No, but
yeah,
Godwin had a good year.
How good was
when Jameis did the 30 and 30 year?
How good was Cameron Brate?
Was really good.
How good was Antonio Brown?
He won a Super Bowl and he was good on that team.
Do you see the constant there, though?
Yeah. No,
what happened when they left?
Why did Antonio Brown also do that? Like, that team was 11-4. Like, he was maybe about to go to another Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. He's CT. Yeah. Psychotic. You just read about the tweets that he was sending out.
Yeah, but that's not the real Antonio.
Why would he not make a rational decision after calling Michael Irvin the F word? on Twitter.
Jets at Browns Thursday night. Jets plus 7.5. Over under 34.5.
Oh,
Off
Flacco
to it.
against the Jets.
Flacco revenge game.
And I don't know. This has got like Jets maybe scoring -6 points all over it.
Yeah, Cleveland's definitely covering that 7.5.
Not because I trust Cleveland in these spreads, just because like this is just a bad matchup for the Jets. Like,
You know what's crazy is like
really bad.
I think if Aaron Rodgers were to play, this would probably be his first game back.
Oh,
And
he'd
be
get-
against
and he'd get
this
hurt again.
defense. Oh my god.
Is it weird that I like the Jets?
Yes.
I knew you were gonna like the Jets, but
But we always agree on Thursday, so I don't want to like.
were we right about last Thursday? We're normally right. We do good on Thursdays, yeah.
Last
Yeah.
Thursday was the Rams, and we all had the Rams.
Yeah, we did all have the Rams.
I'm wearing jet green pants, so I'm taking the Jets.
Okay, Mr. Illustrious.
in the Christmas spirit?
Saturday at 8:15.
I
We
like
have
this.
Yeah, this is a good Saturday game, dude. Holy shit.
Detroit at Dallas. Dallas is a 6-point favorite at home. Over under 53.5 points. Tell me why you like the Lions, both of you.
Because I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I like Dallas in this game.
Really, Nolan?
This line is telling a lot. And Dallas, for whatever reason, is the best team at home. They're the best team at home in prime time. So I'm going to have to take Dallas in this game. Against my better judgment and against my fucking love for the Lions. And this will definitely keep them out of getting the first seed.
The Lions have just barely been hanging on in all these recent games, too.
It's also a good point. I don't know. There's just a part of me that not like. I don't think the Lions win this game, but I can see it being like
I hope it's a
really
good
high
game.
scoring game.
The
I hope
problem
it's a
with
really
this
good
game, the problem with this game is if you take Dallas and Detroit is just up like 2 touchdowns early, you're like, what the fuck was I
exactly.
thinking?
Also, I believe Detroit's the best running team in the NFL, if not one of the best 3. Dallas is not good against the run.
That would lead me to say an
And-
under in this game too. But
Okay, that's a good point. And Detroit has a very good offensive line at this point.
I don't like this game.
I'm going to take the points. But yeah, I don't know if I love this game that much either.
I gotta take Dallas because the line doesn't make sense. That's the only reason I'm taking Dallas.
This line does not make sense. This should be probably like, what, 4
2.5.
You think 2.5?
Or 3.
I was thinking like 3.5 or 4.
It should be no more than 3.5 in my mind. I say
It's
two.
because it's the
I
Lions.
I
too.
say 2.5 based on the value that people perceive the Lions at, not the value that I perceive the Lions at. Because I think you could put this line at 2.5, and you easily would have people still lining up betting the Lions. No
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, this
I
line
agree.
makes 0 sense. I mean, Detroit has a better record than Dallas and is like, I don't know.
Maybe they're taking into account how good Dallas is at home on prime
think,
time, though.
I do think, like, to play devil's advocate, Dallas lines are usually skewed a little bit just because of the public just humps Dallas for whatever reason.
That's fair.
But this is a little extreme. Like, I think Dallas probably will kill them.
we're still going with Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
All right, whatever.
As much as I love the Lions.
Sunday at 1. Our New England Patriots go to Buffalo. New England is plus 13. Over-under is 40.5. I feel like this is just our yearly get our ass kicked in Buffalo and move on. So I think
How mad are you that they accidentally won that game?
it doesn't matter anymore. Like we're getting like 2 or 3 or 4.
It doesn't even matter to me because Bill is staying. He's going to draft, like, the worst player.
Well, if he's still the GM and the coach next year, I'm checked out again for next year too. So
Why?
Yeah, I'm checked
They
out.
might be really good.
he's not a good GM anymore.
Their
He's gonna
defense
have
will be good.
Antonio, if you saw our last draft, you'd be like, I can't see any of these players. Like, I don't know who any of these players
They have
are.
potential
Chad
to be one of the
Ryland.
best teams in the NFL.
The best is, like, he missed an extra point and a 30-something yard field goal.
and then makes
that
the
field goal,
50-yarder.
The field goal at the end of the game was the most perfect field goal I think I've ever seen. I was like, that's just the
How it
Patriots.
goes,
That's
yeah.
just how it is.
So my gut is kind of telling me to take the Patriots points because
You take them every week.
well, right, and because the Chargers, like they didn't look that good against the Chargers last week. They turned the ball over.
What's the big
3
difference?
times?
What's the big difference?
Huh?
Bills are at home.
I was gonna say
When the
Bills are at
Bills-
home. I was gonna say my gut's telling me Patriots, but I'm gonna Brainy.
I do think
White's the way to
13 is a
go.
lot
13's a lot.
13's a lot.
for a Bills team that has.
But
not
who
been
cares,
decent.
man? Like, who gives a shit?
Josh
Who cares,
Allen-
man? Bill
Josh Allen
Belichick's the
could throw
greatest
some-
coach of all time.
Josh Allen could throw some picks in this game.
No, he couldn't. But Buffalo minus 13's the smart pick, and I'm gonna go with the
It's either a steamroller or a really close game, and I'm
Yeah.
going with the steamroller.
But he makes
so.
a really good point about Buffalo at home. They've
They-
got into a habit of kicking the shit out of this team.
They get really mad sometimes at home.
I'm gonna take the Patriots plus 13.
Fair. That means they're getting killed, though.
If this is the game I think you're going to, this is a weird line.
No, it's not. Miami at
Oh.
Baltimore.
Nope.
Miami's plus 3.5
Thinking of a
at
different game.
Baltimore. Over under is 47. I am taking Baltimore only because I believe that they win this game. I just don't know if they win by more than 3. But I'm taking Baltimore.
I don't know if I love Miami and Baltimore, but I'm gonna take Miami anyway. I just think they're gonna change the conversation around their name before the end of the season, whether they beat the Bills next week or not.
Yeah, I think.
Beating Baltimore would do a lot for them.
Yeah, I think this Buffalo's gonna have to beat New England by less than 13 points. By the way, and then Miami's gonna have to lose this game because that game against Buffalo is gonna have to be a lot more interesting. And if Miami wins and Buffalo loses somehow, it completely kills it. So I'm gonna go Baltimore minus 3.5. And why is this game at 1:00?
They love that. I don't know. But
Oh, come on, man. Do you know what the night game is?
Yeah, your favorite game ever.
Fuck Minnesota. I don't
I-
care if Green Bay's
I
in
knew
it.
Green Bay was in it. That the other team I didn't know.
Oh, come on, dude. Can we flex that?
All right.
You like,
I don't care if it's
would think that
for
they
a
would.
wild card spot.
and it's New Year's Eve. Like, come on, man.
Tennessee
Yeah.
at Houston. Tennessee's a 4.5 point underdog in Houston. Over under is 43.
Is that your like attempt at a Southern draw?
I don't know.
What were you,
Just like a Tennessee maybe.
Yeah.
Tennessee accent.
Tennessee
I
is
like Tennessee.
down.
I like Tennessee a lot in this jam.
expand?
I think it's not a good matchup for Houston. Still banged up and no Stroud again probably, right?
I think he was supposed to come back. He was questionable for the last game, so I don't know if he's.
If he's in, I obviously like Tennessee a lot less. But if he's out,
I think if he is ready to go, they should put him in because
Stroud
they
returns to
still have an
limited
outside
practice
shot at
Wednesday.
this thing. I mean,
I don't like Tennessee as much then.
they still have an outside shot at this thing.
Limited
I think
practice.
Yeah, I think
No
he'll probably
Stroud.
play.
No Stroud. I really like Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength.
Well,
with
wouldn't you
there.
say this line is indicative of Stroud playing?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, all right,
but
that's fair.
I don't know. I feel like the Texans are just kind of like slowly falling away. I think maybe they still win this game, but I don't know if they're gonna win it by more than
Like,
5.
how do the books always get it right? Like, how do they know that C.J. Stroud is gonna play?
I don't know if they win by more than 5.
How
so
do
I'm
they
gonna
factor
take
that
Tennessee.
into the equation?
Because they have a machine programmed in all these players that knows whether or not
How
they're
does
playing.
the machine
implants?
know?
I don't know.
It's a simulation, dude.
Or they really do have the time machine and they just hop in it and see next week and then they come back.
It just would be crazy that if they were the only holders of a time machine and that's what it's used for, is for getting people to lose money on gambling.
It would be though.
Like, that would be hilarious.
You
Like,
know how
you'd
we've
think
had
that they would use it for some other crazy reason, but it's
to
just
like
for
stop
people to lose.
to like stop something really bad from happening, but they're like, nope.
like,
Sal
nope.
loses his 3-team parlay. No, that's literally what happens though.
I like Houston in this game. I think C.J. Stroud comes back. I think they have to win.
All right.
They're going to do their best shot to win.
Rams at the Giants. Rams are 4.5 point favorites at the Giants.
I was talking
Yeah, this is a weird line. Over under is 44.5. I think based on the line alone, you gotta go Giants. But here's the thing. So twice this year I bet against the Rams, and it was with Baltimore -7, and they didn't cover like the Rams covered, and it was Colts at home against the Rams, and the Rams covered that one too. So I'm 0-2 betting against the Rams. But the reason I bring that up is they showed the stat in both games. Sean McVay, remember how I said like the West Coast team traveling east thing to play at 1:00? Like those teams don't normally do good. Sean McVay has the best record of any coach going west to east.
Okay.
He's like 24-8 or 23-8 or something along the lines of that. So that doesn't really play a factor
Damn,
in
how long has
this.
he been coaching in the league for?
A while, like
Since what, like 2016?
16.
I think it's 6.
Yeah.
Whatever was the year before they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So 2017, 2016.
I might be over exaggerating the
I think
numbers
it's-
a little bit,
I think
but
it's 16. 16, I think, was his first year. Because
I
I
mean,
think they went.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
they went like 8-8.
I mean, those first few years, I mean, they were really fucking good.
yeah.
I think other than like the year, what was it, the year before they won the Super Bowl, and then the year after they won the Super Bowl, they were really fucking stinky.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the year after or 2 years after the Super Bowl. Because one of those years they went 10-6.
It might have been the year after they went 10-6. Then
I
the
think
year
so.
after
And
that,
then they
they
were
were
like
5-8.
yeah.
and Goff had a horrible year.
Yeah.
I'm
It
saying
might have
that-
been that because that's probably when they traded Goff.
I'm taking the Giants here because I'm an idiot, and whenever I like lose something betting and it's like the same situation, I'm gonna keep taking the same side. So I'll take the Giants here.
I mean, I would love to take the Giants. Also, looking at that line, it feels like maybe I should, but I just feel like there's such a talent gap with these teams.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Stafford just has a shitty game. Like he does that sometimes.
And like, who are the Giants gonna put out there? Tommy DeVito or Tyrod
Yeah, I don't
Taylor?
know.
Like, which one?
I just don't. I don't trust it. So I'm gonna take the.
I think it all
Rams.
depends on that too. Like, I feel like they might. I feel like the Tommy DeVito thing has run its course. I think like Tyrod Taylor might be their best option at this point.
Yeah, I mean, every backup quarterback this year has kind of had like their 2.5 weeks, and then they like
They're
fizzle
15
away.
minutes of fame.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tyrod
Dobbs,
Taylor's
Browning.
The backup of the backup, pretty much. Which is weird. Like, you only have backups now in the Giants. So like, does Tyrod Taylor come in and have his 2 weeks again?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Because
like,
if they beat
he's
the
fine.
Eagles, that would have been insane.
Yeah.
And they had a real shot to beat the Eagles. I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm gonna take the bait and just take the Rams in this spot. As much as I really don't like it, but that's what I'm gonna
But
do.
I mean, I guess I totally. But my point about the big talent gap. I mean, what does that mean after they literally went to Philly and almost beat Philly, and Philly's way better than them. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's probably not that dumb of a pick actually from Sal.
All right.
Yeah, that's how you're not that dumb.
Thanks.
I after I said that, I was like, well, I hate to put it in those words, but
No, I don't care. Whatever.
Sal's an idiot.
I'm retarded.
Yeah.
San Fran at Washington.
11 red.
11 red. Yeah. San Fran minus 13 at Washington.
Another 13-point spread.
Who cares? Just take San Fran and move on, right?
Is that what this is?
Probably not.
That's
but, like,
what
who
this
cares?
is.
Yeah. That
Washington's really bad.
The 49ers off of a loss scares me. Like, I think that
They should pound them.
I think they pound them.
I got San Fran.
I also have San Fran.
Washington's been doing the same thing for 10 years. Like they win 4 or 5 games.
Then they win
for
8 or
most
9
years.
games.
Yeah, then they win 8 or 9 games.
Then they win
Maybe
4 or
make
5
it the playoffs.
Then they fire
Then
their
they-
coach. Then they win 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they like told Ron Rivera already that they were gonna let him go.
Yeah,
after
they
this year.
definitely did. They definitely did.
And he like they're just checked out at this.
Yeah, they
point.
were like, if you want, you can leave now. But if you want,
Sam
you can finish
Howell.
out
The whole
year.
Sam Howell thing kind of just, dude. They were talking about him for MVP at one point. Remember that? There's like him. He was in the VIP or MVP conversation.
He might have been in the VIP.
He was leading. He was leading the league in passing yards after like
Yeah.
7
A
weeks or
week.
something like that. No,
It
he
was
was
longer
for a
than
while.
that.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
but right now it seems like a week. 'cause
But yeah,
he's
they were
ass.
throwing the ball like 50 times.
Yeah.
a game.
And they were scoring like 30-something points, and like Eric Bieniemy was getting all this praise, and like,
Oh my God, who cares about them? like I just don't.
and
care
they
about
just
this
went
Washington.
from that to literally nothing. Like they're garbage.
Yeah, I mean, you care about them less now with that logo too,
Yeah.
right?
It's just like that's like a Walmart logo.
Well, yeah, no, that logo sucks.
So you're taking San Fran or no?
Yeah, I'm taking San Fran. Yeah, is that a Wawa logo, dude?
Okay. After we're moving on,
That was mid.
Arizona at Philly. Arizona's a 10.5 point dog at Philly.
So yeah, this one.
This is a revenge jam. former defensive coordinator of the Eagles, is the coach of the Cardinals.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, but are the Eagles just gonna eventually cover like a spread?
No, not this week.
I like the way you think.
Cardinals plus 7.5.
How good is Kyler gonna look?
Maybe.
Yeah. I like what you guys
Man,
are
they're
saying.
3-12. I feel like
They're better than that. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the word out of Arizona is that like they actually like their coach a lot too.
Yeah. I think he's like
As much
actually
as much of a dork that he looked like in the
know.
beginning of the year.
What a game for almost all the marbles in the NFC South. Saints at Bucks. Saints are plus 2.5 at the Bucks. Over under 42.5.
Yeah,
For as bad as the Saints been all season, they can really just fix it all year this week.
I like this matchup. I like this game. I hope it's a good game.
You're taking Tampa.
Taking Tampa.
How right of a pick is the Saints though?
Yeah.
It is the right pick.
But
you should pick that.
They're just canceled. Like
Yeah, they're canceling
so
my
bad.
brain. Yeah,
I'm taking the
so done
Saints
with
because
them.
I think it's the right side.
it is the right side.
But
I just
but
think-
now that I'm on it, it's
I
not
just
the
think
right
we get.
side.
I just think we get more rowdy with Tampa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it would be such a predictable thing for like all the praise going to Baker Mayfield. They're like, yeah,
Then he has, like, 4
he has better
picks this
stats than
weekend.
Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna get the big contract,
Well, yeah. Now because this
and then he
week,
shits the bed.
this week people are starting to talk about Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield. So
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't have a shit
All
game.
right,
I don't know.
I like the Saints more now.
But
Thank you.
maybe
you're welcome,
dude. Also,
I'm still taking Tampa.
I could
though.
also see the Bucks winning by like 1 and this being like a 16 to
Wow.
15 game.
Yeah.
16 to 15 would be the grossest.
Dude,
that's like such a Saints Bucks.
I was gonna say
story,
that's
though.
what the Saints do, dude. They're just the grossest fucking team.
Speaking of gross, Falcons at Bears. Are we serious?
Oh, the Falcons also. I picked Indianapolis. The Falcons were so free.
That was the
week.
easiest pick last week. Like I was just like, are you serious right now? Like,
You were like, you're taking Indy
yeah.
now.
No, I was like, come on. Falcons plus 3 at Chicago. Over under 38. Their future quarterbacks playing against them.
When did the Falcons get 6 other wins
Justin
besides
Fields?
last week?
What? So what do they do with that then?
Right?
They're trading him to Atlanta. What'd you say?
When did the Falcons get their 6 other wins, like besides last week?
They got 7-point win last week. Like a 7-win. Like
Yeah, I don't.
Like the Colts counted as 7
I would
wins.
like Justin Fields in a Falcons uniform.
Did they just
would
like?
or would not.
I would.
Did the
Yeah.
Falcons just go win, lose, win, lose, win,
Yeah,
lose,
that's all they
win?
do. No, I definitely could see Justin Fields as a Falcon after this year.
And they take whoever with their pick that the Carolina Panthers are giving them.
Mm-hmm. I'd have the
I
Bears.
don't know if they move on from him though.
I'd have the Bears because I cannot take the Atlanta Falcons.
The Bears are statistically still able to make the playoffs
Ooh.
somehow. Like, how are they a 6-win team?
I got the Bears here too.
I don't know.
I also had the Bears.
Wow, triple bear.
Fuck Atlanta. I don't like Atlanta playing in
them.
Chicago either.
Carolina
My
at
CBS, my CBS app is saying this is going to be snow game, but I
Probably
don't think
not.
this has ever been right.
Carolina at Jacksonville. Carolina is a 6.5-point favorite in Jacksonville. Over under 38. I mean, do you go back to the well with Jacksonville and try it again, or it's just dead off the sinking ship?
They're playing Carolina.
I think,
Dog,
I think they
do you
have to
realize how
win.
bad the Jags have been?
They're so
Yeah.
Did you watch them
It's
Sunday?
6 points. Oh, they looked like shit.
They looked garbage.
They're like what 1-5 in their last fucking
Yeah.
That's
6
bad.
games.
I'm taking Carolina not only to cover, but to win. This is my upset of the week.
This is an opportunity for Jacksonville to.
I think the Jags
Set
the
things
Jags have
straight.
to
Yeah,
win.
they
and I
have
know we
to.
said
They
that
will.
last week. We said that about.
But now they really have to, and they're playing a really.
But then
bad
next
Didn't we
week,
say this about
but then
the
next
Jags
week
last
they're
week?
really gonna have to win. It's
I'm gonna take the Jags against my better judgment.
all right. Carolina's winning that game.
Carolina is just the worst team.
Raiders at Colts. Raiders are 3.5-point underdogs at the Colts. Over under is 43.5 points. This game goes over the total, and the Colts are going to win and cover.
Do you think the Raiders test the Chiefs at all for that number 1 seed in the AFC, whatever fucking division they play in.
No.
AFC North.
No, I like the Colts here too.
No.
You think this is where the train ends for them?
Yes.
CCC.
CCC.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know. I've liked the Colts the past few weeks. I'm so turned off by them now. It's kind of like the Saints. Like I'm just like so like
The switch is flipped.
they give me the ick now. So I'm gonna take the Raiders here.
All right.
I like the whole them competing with the Chiefs for the number 1 seed in that division.
3 4 o'clock games and 1 8 o'clock game left. Pittsburgh at Seattle. Seattle's a 3.5 point favorite at home. Over under 41.5. Seattle is mollywhopping this team by 27 points, 37-10.
I feel like you say this every time about whatever team's playing the Steelers.
That's not true because I took them like last week or 2
He
weeks
definitely
ago.
took him last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a big time, like Pete Carroll chewing his gum on the sidelines game.
Like
Like
He hasn't been
like,
doing it
fucking
recently.
No,
he's gonna
we've
be
noticed that.
smacking it this week.
He's gonna be smacking it this week. Does that mean they play really good?
They're gonna play really good.
Like,
huh? Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard it called that.
Smack it.
When have you ever called it that?
Oh.
I mean, not.
Oh, I
like,
said smacking his gum. Like, that's smacking.
Yeah, that's,
I don't know. I've never like called it that, but I feel like you can infer that.
You've never been.
What?
Someone's
I'm
never
gonna
yelled
go
at you
slap.
for
I'm
smacking.
gonna go smack my cock.
Yeah, I might smack my cock. I don't think that's
You're
that.
the minority here.
All right. I mean,
Smacking is like when you're chewing your food too loud.
I've said I'm like I want to go
You're
slam my
smacking your
cock.
gums.
but like that's not the right verb either. Like,
It's not, but it's good.
whatever. Never mind.
I love our podcast, dude.
So who are you taking?
What game?
Seattle.
DK Metcalf.
I'm taking Seattle.
All right.
I'm
Chargers.
not gonna overthink it.
Chargers at Denver. Chargers are plus 3.5. Over unders 37.5. This is one of the easiest games of the season. Denver. No. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. The Chargers had their 1 week little pop. They're a terrible football team with a terrible interim head coach in a terrible situation.
What'd you say his name was again?
Easton Stick.
No.
Oh,
the
Giff
coach.
Smith.
Giff Smith.
Giff Smith.
I'm just a little sour on the Broncos right now because I'm pissed at them.
Broncos cover this game very easily.
The Chargers might actually be the worst team in the NFL.
Correct. That's why you take the Denver here.
It's the Broncos. It's the Broncos.
Fine, I'll take the Broncos.
Good job.
Russell Wilson has no passing yards.
Here we fucking go. Bengals plus 7 at the Chiefs. Really?
That's insane. That's insane.
So when I pick the Bengals this week, it's finally going to be the week,
that they
the
shit on
Chiefs
everybody. Yeah.
blow someone out.
So you have to.
No,
take
I'm
the
taking
Chiefs.
Kansas City. Yeah, they just lost to the Raiders, and I thought they were going to kick their. I can't.
Yeah.
As fun as it still sounds, like the Bengals are still kind of good going to play Kansas City. They play them tough, but no.
I'm gonna take the
No.
Bengals. I think they cover that.
The
7.
Bengals.
Yeah, I think they cover that.
They
7.
could. They definitely
I think that's a lot of points.
I,
This shitty ass Kansas City.
I'm
team.
reluctantly taking the Chiefs, but like it's just because like I know once I take the
How many
Bengals
points
and don't
do the
take the
Bengals
Chiefs,
score in this game?
28,
The Bengals? No way.
maybe 14.
Like 20.
28. This is 28-21.
28-21 Bengals. That'd
know
be,
what? You
that
know
would
what?
be
Or
so
Or
horny.
31-28.
You know what,
Chiefs.
Nolan? Bengals.
Let's go. So
Here I am on the Chiefs again.
Green Bay at Minnesota. Sunday Night Football. Green Bay's plus 2. Antonio's taking Green Bay. Nolan, who are you taking?
Fuck the fuck the Vikings, man.
Fuck, man. I don't know.
Do you want Nick Mullins or do you want Jordan Love?
I want Jordan Love. Nick Mullins is ass.
Yeah,
I think we'd have a round of Jordan Love.
Jordan
here.
Love is a future
Uh,
NFL Hall of Famer.
Nick Mullins, dude. Like
Green
when
Bay
it all,
feels
it all
Green
started
Bay-
unraveling.
Green
for
Bay
him.
feels kind of free. I'm not gonna lie.
Green Bay does kind of feel free.
They feel kind of free.
And I hate that I'm agreeing with you
Agreeing.
on Green Bay game, but
Yeah, that would be big on them for their playoff spot because that would put them one game ahead of the Vikings, and they would need the Falcons to lose.
I gotta say, I kind of like having a Saturday game over like a Monday game.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, Saturday. I like when the Saturday games
Has
come
this
around.
ever happened?
Yeah, they do.
Does this do this every year?
Saturday games
But
towards the end of the season.
A Saturday game instead of a Monday game, like where there
they
isn't
don't
a
normally
Monday
play
game.
Monday night at the end of the year.
Or is it just because it's New Year's Day?
I don't think they play Monday night like week 18, and it might not even be week. I know for a fact they don't week 18. It might be week 17 too, but.
But like where there's a Saturday,
I
only
don't-
one
I
game
don't-
Saturday and then no game Monday.
I don't know if it's like
I
a
don't know if
replacement
that's ever
for
happened.
it, but
Do you think that's ever happened, Antonio?
I don't know.
Maybe like around
I didn't hear
Christmas where there's Saturday games.
I don't know, but I like when the Saturday games come around. It's fun, especially when it's like the Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Dude, the NBA got fucked on Christmas.
nobody cares.
I didn't give a fuck, dude. Because normally I only watch it because it's the only thing to watch on Christmas.
I only saw I didn't voluntarily watch a second of NBA. Like I walked into my grandparents' house and the Bucks and Knicks were on, but only because the football game wasn't on yet.
Yeah, and that
And then once the football game was on, my grandpa's a Lakers fan. We didn't see a single minute of the Lakers game.
yeah, Adam Silver got teabagged this weekend.
Aw.
But I mean, what did they think was gonna happen? I mean, did they have a choice though? It's not like they couldn't play on Christmas.
Is college football? Are there any of the big bowl games happening on New Year's Eve like they normally do?
Yeah.
Probably.
think-
So that's
well, I
also
think-
that's also competing with the NFL.
Or is it
this
New
year.
Year's Day?
I feel like they normally do one New Year's Day, one New
it's
Year's
New
Eve.
Year's Day is Michigan
Yeah.
and Washington, Texas.
Okay, so I didn't think that's good on college football's part by not doing it on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that's.
But there are some good games on Saturday also.
There's no Monday.
Like the Peach Bowl between Ole Miss and Penn State, and then
it doesn't
Georgia
fucking
Georgia
matter.
and Florida State, which I think is going to be a really good game.
Yeah, but it's
It's 4
for
o'clock on
nothing.
Saturday.
They're not playing for anything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still going to be a competitive college football game.
Kirby Smart doesn't give a fuck about this game. Florida State's free.
They're 20-point favorites. Swear to God, Georgia's
Holy
20-point
shit.
favorites.
Yeah, they should be. But until they just come out and don't try.
I'd be excited to see if Florida State won the game. How the story would be like they should have been in the playoff,
Yeah, probably.
and then they would end the season undefeated. That'd be pretty sick. But they're not. Georgia's gonna stop them because this game doesn't matter. God, why didn't you say that?
I don't really care.
God, why didn't you say that before?
Pick 3.
Pick 3.
I'm going first.
Not this week.
Take the floor.
Denver minus
Salvatore.
3.5. Free.
Dallas minus 3.5.
Denver.
Denver minus 3.5.
Denver minus 3.5. Free. Giants plus 4.5. Antonio.
Jets plus 4.5.
Gigantics plus 4.5.
Gigantics plus 4.5.
And I want to take the Seahawks, but I'm actually calling an audible at the line. I'm going Packers.
Oh.
Ravens?
Yeah.
Packers.
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 Plus 2.
Okay. Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll go.
Okay.
Seattle. Gonna go play ball where you didn't want to go.
Say it.
Seattle. Oh, that was a good one. Oh,
That means it's
Hey there,
hitting.
kid.
That means it's cashing.
the Browns.
The Browns.
The Browns. Dude, pick 3 is kind of hard this week.
I'm hard this week.
If I don't want to fall into. Oh. All right, I'm gonna do it again. Kansas
Denver.
City,
Oh.
Kansas City, Seattle, and the Browns.
Okay.
That's a weird mix for Antonio.
And I am going to go Baltimore.
Wow.
Wow.
Baltimore,
And Baltimore.
San Fran,
Cisco.
and I'm going to go with Antonio.
Fucking A, man.
I want to
be with all you guys. That's not
Seattle.
fair.
Seedle.
Yeah, but that makes, I don't know, it kind of makes us uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Ugh.
Actually, no,
we're
I
2-0.
think we've done well this year.
We're 2-0, right? Or are we 1-1?
Oh, fuck.
When we all pick it.
Yeah.
Pick it.
Oh Jesus. I think we're 1-1.
Props.
No.
Chris Olave touchdown.
Travis Kelce over receive. Just kidding, dude. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. I like in this game. I like.
Josh Allen rushing touchdown.
Wow.
I like Dobbs on Green Bay over receiving yards.
Oh yes.
That's what I like.
Nice.
Romeo.
Romeo Dobbs.
But
So who do we think is gonna win the semifinal of the college football playoff?
I've gone back and forth. I'm going Michigan,
Yeah.
then Texas.
Okay. I was thinking Michigan and Washington.
That other game, I don't know. I've gone back
The
and forth.
Washington and Texas
Yeah,
game.
that one I don't know. That one just edible and take the over.
Yeah.
That's like
we gotta get a name for that. Edible and take the over.
See,
it's impossible
normally-
not to take Bama, but I don't want to take Bama.
Oh yeah, I kind of think Bama's gonna win.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying Texas, but like normally I would just kind of shit on like the Pac-12 team and be like they don't fucking belong
No,
here.
Washington
but they're
has, like, that-
they're good. I
No,
think they're really good, and I like their quarterback.
Washington has that like spark, like the Team of Destiny spark.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
remember when Oregon won?
Yeah.
Like Michigan's just a wagon and Washington's like the team of destiny, so I feel like they have to meet.
Yeah.
I like
And-
I think Penix is good.
He's very good.
I think he'll make a nice.
Then what the
NFL
championship is like the weekend after, right? Isn't it the 8th or something like that?
Yeah, it's the next Monday.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, why it's always on a Monday.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Oh, because there's no Monday Night Football. That's probably why. They probably set it up that way.
Touche.
Mm.
I concede.
I think that's the end.
Anything
the
else,
road.
Antonio? Nope. Shakes his head no. All right.
Adios.
Adios, ladies and gentlemen.
What's that song?